Day 4 recap. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone blazes into 400-meter final plus Faith Kipyegon's epic fourth 1500m victory. Day 4 of the World Athletics Championships was nothing short of a cinematic spectacle, a night where history was both written and foreshadowed. Two women, Sydney McLaughlin Levrone, the American sprint queen redefining the 400m, and Faith Kipyegon, the Kenyan middle-distance monarch who already wears the crown of legend, stole the show. One was blazing her way into a much-anticipated final. The other was cementing her legacy with a fourth 1500m crown. In the packed stadium, electricity coursed through the air. Fans were buzzing with flags draped across their shoulders. Athletes were warming up with laser focus, and millions around the world tuned in to witness a day that was destined to be remembered as a celebration of athletic brilliance. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone, the future of the 400m. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone is not just a sprinter. She is a revolution wrapped in grace and raw power. Known globally for obliterating world records in the 400-meter hurdles, her switch to the flat 400m has sent shockwaves through track and field. Some doubted her ability to transition, while others believed it was inevitable that she would redefine another event. Day 4's semifinal left no room for doubt. Sydney is coming for the world title. The semifinal race, blazing the track. When Sydney stepped onto the track, the roar of the crowd surged. Her presence is magnetic, calm, collected, and almost statuesque before the storm of speed she's about to unleash. The gun fired, and within moments, Sydney glided into a rhythm that looked effortless yet devastating. Her stride was fluid, her arms slicing through the air with precision. By the 200m mark, she had already asserted control. Rivals strained, their faces etched with effort, while Sydney looked as though she was in a controlled training run. Coming into the final 100m, she found another gear, not desperation, but dominance. She crossed the line with daylight between her and the field, securing her place in the final. The time? Fast. Frighteningly fast for a semifinal. And yet, it felt as though she had more in the tank. Faith Kipyegon, queen of the 1500m. If Sydney is the future, Faith Kipyegon is the embodiment of legacy. The Kenyan maestro has ruled the 1500m for nearly a decade, weaving her name alongside the greatest distance runners of all time. Day 4 was her chance to extend her empire with an unprecedented fourth World Championship 1500m victory. The build-up. The women's 1,500-meter final was billed as a battle between youth and experience. Rising talents from Ethiopia and Britain entered with hopes of dethroning the queen, but in the minds of seasoned fans, there was only one question. Could anyone truly stop Faith Kipyegon? The race unfolds. From the gun, the pace was honest but not blistering. A pack of contenders bunched tightly, each wary of making the first move. Faith stayed tucked in, calm, patient, predator-like. With 800m to go, the tension grew. Youngsters tried to push the pace, but Faith's poker face revealed nothing. Then came the bell lap. The sound of the bell is a spark in Faith's veins. She glided to the front, and suddenly the track became her kingdom. Her stride lengthened, her rhythm sharpened, and the stadium erupted. Rivals fought, but Faith had already shifted into a dimension they couldn't reach. She surged down the home stretch, arms pumping, eyes fixed ahead. The gap widened with every step. And then, victory. Again. Her fourth World 1,500-meter title. History was sealed. Two stories, one stage. Day 4 wasn't just about individual triumphs. It was about the contrast of two athletes at different arcs of greatness. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone is the new storm. Her semifinal was a prelude, a warning that the final will not just be a race, but a spectacle. She represents the evolution of speed, carrying with her the potential to rewrite what is possible in the 400m. Faith Kipyegon is the eternal flame. Her fourth title is not just a win, but a celebration of sustained excellence. She has defeated generations of challenges, reinventing herself and proving again and again that her reign is no accident, it's destiny. Together, they turned Day 4 into a dual narrative of anticipation and coronation. The global impact. What makes this day more than just a sports story is its global resonance. In America, Sydney's performance ignited conversations beyond athletics. She is becoming a household name, a beacon of what dedication and versatility look like. For young athletes watching, she's a reminder that greatness doesn't box itself into one lane. In Kenya, Faith's victory is a national celebration. In the villages where running is woven into the culture, children watched her sprint into history, seeing their own dreams mirrored in her footsteps. Her fourth title is not just hers. It belongs to a nation, a continent, and the generations she inspires. Beyond the track, legacy and future. Sydney's horizon. What happens if Sydney McLaughlin Levrone wins the final? The narrative shifts dramatically. She will no longer be seen as just a hurdler who dabbled in the 400m, but as a dual-discipline legend. The comparisons to legends like Michael Johnson will grow louder, and whispers of a possible attempt at breaking the long-standing 400-meter world record could become shouts. Faith's immortality. For Faith, the fourth title extends her dominance into the rare air of track and field immortals. She is now firmly in the conversation not just as the best 1500m runner of all time, but as one of the greatest athletes across all distances. What makes her legacy even more powerful is her humility, her ability to dominate with grace, never arrogance. The atmosphere, a night to remember. The stadium lights glared, the crowd roared, and the commentators' voices trembled with excitement. Day 4 felt alive in every sense, from the fans waving Kenyan flags to those draped in red, white, and blue. The unity of sport was on full display. There were other stories too, athletes who narrowly missed finals, heartbreaks, surprises. But in the collective memory of the night, two women stood tallest. Sydney. Faith. Future and present. Conclusion. Day 4 in perspective. Sports are often described as theater, and Day 4 was Shakespearean in its delivery. We witnessed the dawn of a new storm in Sydney McLaughlin Levrone and the unshakable reign of Faith Kipyegon. Both performances carried meaning beyond medals. They were reflections of human potential, discipline, and the artistry of athletic movement. When history books are written, this day will not be just a recap. It will be a chapter, a moment when greatness was both promised and delivered. And for the fans who watched, it will be remembered as the day the track was set ablaze by two extraordinary women, each writing her own eternal story. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.